5 tips for starting off on the new game Manor Lords. Let's jump in. So the first tip I would say is right when you load into a new game, go ahead and just pause it and back out or zoom out and check all of your resources. See what your land looks like, if you have rich berries or rich animals, or if you have good soil fertility. You see here that I have rich animals, so I probably want to spend my first city point on that bear trap, passive income for that, since I have a lot of animals. Also check your water, because you're going to need a well pretty early on for your inhabitants to drink water. I also have some decent green here that I can, I'll think about building a farm maybe in year 2, or maybe build it in year 1, but fallow it for a while until it's ready. Second tip I have is get that lumber camp down early. Everything in this game costs wood to make, so you definitely want at least one person on wood, like from the very beginning. Also, some things I've learned about wood is once they've chopped some trees and there's some distance to go to the new wood line, putting a road there helps the ox and the citizens walk a little faster, and to gather those trees a little faster. You see that they start following the path when it helps them, and then when it doesn't help them, they get off the path and they move a little slower. Also, don't be afraid to, once the wood line has withered away or it's a little too far, go ahead and find a new spot for your lumber camp. You can move it for free. You just have to rebuild it. So after the wood line kind of dispersed, I put in a new spot. Another thing you're going to want very early is a well. Your citizens need water and food and shelter to survive. Having that well and houses early on will help keep your rating above or at 50%, so each month you can be getting new citizens. You don't want to start below that and have to wait a couple months until you get to the 50 to start getting new citizens. That'll really slow you down. Tip 3 with the houses, you can make their backyards really long for gardens, and they'll harvest more gardens. And you also want to try to make it the skinniest so that it has the house plus the second house that you can add on, so you can have 2 families in there working on one thing, so it goes faster. For your the ones you plan on having vegetables, you definitely want to make them as long as possible, and then the ones you plan on for your artisans, you definitely want to make those as small as possible, while also having the second house and the option for an artisan. Tip number 4 is going to be how you place your buildings. You definitely want to keep some buildings kind of close together, like your granary and your storage. You want to keep those close to where you're gathering food or where you're gathering wood or other things. Sometimes you can't always, you kind of have to put it between things, so I always recommend just kind of keeping it close to the marketplace, because that's where those workers will eventually put their surplus on the market. Also with your clay deposits and your clay furnace, you want to keep those kind of close to each other as well, also to the marketplace. Same thing goes with your trade outposts. When you look at the map, you can see like a blue icon that represents where the trader's coming from. So you want to put your trade post, in that general direction. I probably could have put it closer this time, but this is still better than on the other side of the map. Tip 5, I would say, is just trade in general. Trading in this game is kind of OP if you do it right. Clicking that point and opening up new lines for only 25 gold is definitely very important. And also, if you notice, the roof tiles can be exported for 8, and they're really easy to get. So I recommend just kind of flood the market at first to get a lot of gold for that, so that you can buy a bunch of different oxen, or you can upgrade the houses to vegetables or different artisan capabilities. So those were my top 5 tips. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And let me know if I missed out anything. Thank you.